According to the Chinese calendar, 1994 is the year of the dog. But in the sport of NHRA drag racing, it will forever be known as the year of the snake. During the last 10 months, Don Prudhomme, having scored wins over a span of 4 decades, has been saying farewell to friends and fans while on the verge of retirement. Today, at the site of his first major victory, the man with the Viper-like nickname will climb into the cockpit one last time, hoping to emerge 4 seconds later in triumph. Also in hot pursuit of glory are a pair of teammates on the Wayne County Pro Stock team, Scott Jeffreyon and Daryl Alderman, who have dueled their identical Dodges from coast to coast. With the Winston Championship going down to the proverbial wire, each contender has his vision filled by his mechanized mirror image, and everyone is watching. Welcome, everyone, to American Sports Cavalcade's coverage of NHRA Championship Drag Racing competition from the Winston Select Finals at the Los Angeles County Fairplex. The Snakes' Final Strike Tour ends this weekend here in Pomona, California. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve Evans, and welcome to our American Sports Cavalcade coverage of the Winston Select Finals. In that Scott Colletta came to Pomona with the Top Fuel Winston Championship already in his pocket, all the attention was on this maroon car. The grandstands here in Pomona packed to capacity with partisan Prudhomme fans. He was born and raised in Southern California. But Don's hopes of going out a winner went up in tire smoke earlier today in round number 1 against Bob Vandergrift Jr.
It's a heck of a way to have to end it, but it's been a thrill. It's been a joy. You know, win, lose, draw. It's the way it goes, man. You know, it's hate to smoke the tires in my final pass down the quarter mile, but the sport's been great to me, and I just want to thank all the fans once again. It's been a fantastic time.
We thank you. And a guy with the dubious distinction of being the snake killer here today in his final strike, Bob Vandergrift Jr. At least they still want your autograph.
Well, that's nice. I mean, it's been a long season, and I guess to go out like that, it's all worth it.
You grew up in Southern California, big snake fan like all of us.
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend. I mean, it's quite an honor to beat him. I mean, without him, I wouldn't be here, you know. I mean, he's paved the way for all of us to have the opportunity to do this, and it's quite an honor.
Good luck in round 2.
Thank you very much.
But let me tell you, the belle of the ball in Top Fuel this weekend is a belle, Shelly Anderson. As you may remember, Shelly Anderson in her Slick 50 car won the opening race of the season right here on this Pomona pavement. But what a performance yesterday in the Budweiser Top Fuel Classic. First round, 471. Second round, 474. Third round, 471 again, $50,000 from Budweiser, and potentially $50,000 from Slick 50 for a new national record if it stands through the weekend.
We're glad to be there. We were glad to win the $50,000 from Budweiser, and hopefully we'll leave today with the $50,000 from Slick 50 for the World Record Club.
Go get them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, with the funny car story, here's Dave McClellan.
Steve, the golden arches on the Oldsmobile driven by Cruz Pedregon indicate one red-hot race team, particularly the last part of the season. For 4 consecutive races coming into Pomona, Cruz had been in the final round and had won 3 of them, but it didn't do him a lot of good in the Winston points chase. John Force was the runaway winner. But Force has been having his share of problems too, primarily with breakage. John and Paula Martin squared off in the first round here today. John had a big lead at half track when something went wrong and a big explosion ensued. He coasted across the finish line, the winner, but was not a happy camper.
Little smoke, but old 302 bottles, coal fire went off there and saved my old heap. So we got to go. We got to fix it. We're going to come back. And Snake knows how to do it. That's how we're going to do it.
Meantime, Cruz Pedregon was able to capitalize on his late-season consistency. In round number 1, he defeated Whit Bazemore, improving from his qualifying time of a 5:16 to an incredible 5:08. That win advanced Cruz into round number 2, where his opponent would be number 3 qualifier Al Hoffman, who also improved in the first round, this time to a 5:12. Now for the story in Pro Stock, here's Bob Fry.
Dave, when the 1994 Winston drag racing season got underway here at Pomona for the Chief Auto Parts Winter Nationals, everybody hoped that the pro categories would give us some great excitement and close races. Well, the Dodge camp is taking care of that. It's a great battle between Scott Jeffreyon and Darrell Alderman. The cars came into this round qualified number 2 and number 4, which means that they can't meet until the final round. That's not good for Scott Jeffreyon. He's got to go 2 rounds further than Darrell if he wants to win the championship. In the first round, Darrell got off to a magnificent start as he pounded Ricky Smith in the Slick 50 Pontiac with a 7:08, serving notice that he was not about to give up his championship easily. Scott Jeffreyon on the other side of the ladder had Billy Ewing, recorded a very strong 7.10 to take out the former Warren Johnson Oldsmobile and advance into round number 2. You know, I find it very interesting that after a year of pro stock battles between the 2 Dodges and the 2 Oldsmobiles, in round number 2, Kurt Johnson gets to take on Darrell Alderman. And that means that all of a sudden, Scott Jeffreyon's the biggest Kurt Johnson fan here at Pomona.
And Bob, I'm sure way back in the pit, you can tell it's time for round number 2 of the Nitro Funny Cars, Jim Epler versus Richard Hartman. And David, this has been a tricky track for any of the Nitro cars.
It has indeed, but that 5:08 recorded by Cruz Pedregon in round number 1 certainly proved that tricky it may be, but if you do have the presence of mind and the combination to get everything to work right all at the same time, you can put together a good run. Jim Epler is hoping that's going to be the case as he comes up against Richard Hartman.
Richard Hartman has been a delightful surprise here at Pomona this weekend. Johnny West owns and wrenches on the car. They've had some of their best performances of the year. Everybody wants to end the season with a bang. Not literally, just figuratively. And I'll tell you, the Rug Doctor car, Jim Epler, everybody knows the first to run 300 miles an hour. He's getting a little tired of John Forrest putting up 300s almost every time he goes down the racetrack. And Epler himself has only done it once. From Vancouver, Washington, Epler qualified number 4 and defeated Dean Scusa in round 1.
Richard Hartman at the wheel of Johnny West Motorola Dodge was the number 12 qualifier with a 5:28. But he was one of those racers, like Cruz Pedregon, that improved on his elapsed time in round number 1. He used a 5:23 to lay away the Winter Nationals champ, Casey Spurlock.
The weather rather cool this morning. The crews don't seem at all concerned about building too much heat in the motors, which produces more horsepower than maybe this pavement can handle. The drivers have a very hard time seeing the starting line for obvious reasons. The fuel injector right in front of them, and the crews try to get them within a foot or so, and then they can kind of bump them in themselves.
While we have not seen a lot of difference between the lanes, the choice here went to Hartman by virtue of his quicker elapsed time in his round 1 victory. Starter Buster Couch waiting to throw the switch.
Falling behind is Epler. Look at this run for Richard Hartman. Oh my, a 5.19 at 292 miles an hour. That might be the best speed ever for that car. Maybe it's best elapsed time.
Epler could not keep it running on 8 cylinders. He slowed to a 5:59. Here comes Helen Hoffman, Al Hoffman's wife, with a gift for starter Buster Couch and a big kiss as well. Down at the far end of the track, let's go to Steve.
Have you ever been to the semifinals with this car, Richard?
Yeah, we kind of lucked our way into the semifinals at Brainerd this year. The other guys were smoking tires and stuff, but I think we're doing a little more on performance this race.
How about a 19?
Wow. This car ran its best ever mile an hour last round. Texas, it was hauling. This race, it's hauling again. We had some problems. People have been helping us. Thank Chuck Worsham. He gave us a little hint that round. Appreciate it.
Making progress.
5:19 and 2:92. More funny cars coming up next from Pomona.